Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, and it's day 10 of our March mindfulness practice. Today we're going to work through a short breath exercise led by Marcus. So here we go.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning. And before we get started, I want to talk about the fact that it doesn't always need to be morning. And in fact, for some of us, the practice is much more fruitful or beneficial after our day is complete, as we transition from work life into home life, or you're just more alert and more awake later in the day. Because often I get that comment, like, I feel really tired after a practice, or I feel like I'm going to fall asleep. And that's not uncommon, and one of the reasons we might experience that is because the same response, autonomic nervous system response, that relaxation that we need before falling asleep, is the same response that we're evoking by deep regulated breathing. So if you find that you're really struggling to stay awake while you're joining us for these practices, just take it later in the day. Maybe have your coffee first, wake up, move around a little bit, and then make time for that 10-minute practice when it works best for you. So why don't we get started?
Perfect.
You can relax your feet down on the floor. You can settle your palms on your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable. With your eyes open or with your eyes closed, just allow yourself to settle into the room that you find yourself in. Gradually move your breath in and out through your nose. What we're going to be moving through today is called square breathing. It's just a regulated breathing practice that allows you to bring more focused attention onto your breath. We're going to start by moving the rhythm of our breath into the upper chest as we expand and breathe in and out. Just continue zoning into the experience of being here. Notice the sounds that you can hear, the sensations that you can feel. Just give yourself permission to take this time for yourself. Letting the distractions, the to-do lists, everything that's occupying your mind, just let that drift away. Let that be noticed and felt by your body, but then let that be replaced by awareness of the present. What's happening here? It's so important to establish the sense of being settled in the space before you start breathing exercises. You want to feel calm, you want to feel like you're present, so you can follow along without the distraction of wondering what's so, what isn't so. If you're trying to figure out why you're doing this practice or what's in it for you, just allow yourself to be here with an open mind, with a curious sense of awareness. All together, find the very bottom of the exhale. Now let's breathe in together for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath here for a moment. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. This time hold. Relax your muscles. 2, 1. Let it go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Soften your chest, soften your muscles, and exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. Strong inhale. Strong exhale. Settle back into the sensations of your body. The awareness of the room that you find yourself in. Just a deep sense of awareness of what's so. Take your time as you fill up. Take your time as you empty out. Gently bring light back into your eyes. Awareness back into the space. How you feel?
That was good.
It's a little bit different regulating the breath, but I find it really works well as an anchor.
It does. I do find it difficult to breathe in and then hold for
Yeah.
4 seconds and then let it go. But it's good to just repeat that practice, and then the second and third time I found it a bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I work with a lot of people with breathing, with the yoga that I teach, and I notice that a lot of people are really nervous to hold their breath, or they're really nervous to breathe in slow, because we have the sense that we need that air. We want to gasp in for that air.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one thing that's important to remember is that, technically speaking, you could hold your breath for 30 seconds to a minute without a whole lot of effort. You know what I mean? 30 seconds for sure. Most people without any effort. And one of those square breathing practices, like all the way in, hold for 4, all the way out, hold for 4, that is less than 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah.
Right? And so it's a really psychological phenomenon where we get a little bit tense, we get a little anxious because we don't get what we want in that moment. And so our brain is trying to convince us that we need to gasp for that air. And so where I see it the most is in something called pranayama breathing, in that opening breathing exercise where we press the palms down and lift all the way up. And then all the way back out. What's really typical is that when I'm teaching, people will breathe to about here, and then they're really kind of just holding their breath all the way up.
Or they're like me and they're rushing.
Sure, or they're rushing their arms high over their head.
Yeah.
But what's happening between being down here and up here, like that first half of the breath, is that they're almost gasping for air. You're almost pulling in air so quickly that your lungs are full by the time you get to here. But if you just take that time and slow it down, and you allow your breath to last all the way back up, that's what regulated breathing is. And that's actually really common for the nervous system, and it kind of sets the tone and the mood for the rest of your practice.
Absolutely.
So if you notice yourself kind of gasping for air, right when you transition your exhale into an inhale, just kind of notice that and see if you can actually almost visually with your mind draw a circle so that you're breathing in. It's at the side of the circle that you're kind of at the fullest part of your breath, and then it tapers off. And it slowly tapers off until it just naturally turns back into your inhale. And then rather than gasping in for that inhale, making it really big, keep it really small and then taper it bigger. And then taper it off again. And then that's regulated breathing, where it's really calm. It's kind of the fullest and biggest as midpoint, but it starts off really slow. And that takes a lot of control because you're compelled to just burst your lungs open, take as much air in as you can. So to start a breath and to breathe in slow.
And you breathe deeper too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
What you're doing ultimately is your lungs are shaped like a tree, right? And so if you turn a tree upside down, you get like the two main branches that spread apart, and then they just keep dividing and dividing and dividing. And at the end of these branches, rather than leaves, which you'd see on a tree, you get alveoli, which are these little sacs that turn the carbon dioxide in the bloodstream. They move it out of the bloodstream into the lungs so that that's what you can exhale. But they take the oxygen that we breathe in, they pump that into the bloodstream so that the blood that flows through our body is oxygenated. And if you think about all these little leaves and these tentacles extending really far deep into the lungs, a lot of this stuff is compressed.
Right.
So a lot of these alveoli, there's 700 million of them. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
So there's 700 million of them. You can imagine just by rounding your chest forward, you're cutting off a million of them. You know what I mean? If there's that many.
That's why posture is so important.
Yeah, and so opening things up, letting the posture be nice and big with your chest, gives you that opportunity, but then breathing in slow and deep, what that does for you is it actually allows all the space in your chest to fill up as much as possible. And that's another reason you might have noticed at the end of the square breathing, I say breathe in, hold your breath, but don't just hold your breath with tension, relax the muscles. Because then you create space, and you can do something fun. Actually, let's do it right now. Actually, we gotta switch to the live video, so we'll do that. But we'll capture that more. We got 30 days to navigate through this stuff. So, thanks for joining us today. Happy Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.